What is up, YouTube? I am sitting on my chair right now, currently, and I just maybe about a couple hours ago, I was playing some old school duck hunt, and I'm doing really well. I'm shooting all these bad guys, bam, I'm doing really well. And I said, this day is getting pretty good. I'm kicking ass at duck hunt, I'm chilling. There's not a lot to do, and this girl, or actually this guy, he had emailed me up a while back, and he said that he had some Atari stuff. And I said, okay. Well, he gave me his number right away. He says, call me. So I was like, bonus. So I called him up. I said, okay. And so he starts naming off some of these games, and these Atari 2600 games. And I say, okay, but he's naming this, and I'm probably on the phone for like 10 minutes. And I said, how many games do we have? He's like, well, we probably have maybe like 60 or more games. I was like, and he already probably named like a good 50 of them at least. And so I said, well, could you make a list for me? So he made a list, and he sent it to me just now, and just today. And I decided that I would contact him, and I would see how much I'm looking at them over there, all shiny. And anyway, so I'm seeing how much he would want for this, and he had the Atari 2600. This is the junior version, and it didn't come with the TV cables. So I'm trying to use this like Nintendo RF switch. So if you have like one of these things and hack or whatever to use this to play this on just a normal TV, like a tube TV, or an LCD, both, if you have the answer to that. Anyway, so he gave me this, and I was kind of psyched because I already had the box, as I showed you, but the guy didn't show up, and I don't really want to chase him for $10 for an Atari. And so I told him, he was an older guy, and he met me. We met up at this place, not too far away from my place, maybe like 15 minutes. And he lived far, like pretty far, so maybe about 40 minutes. And I'm driving on the road, like I'm driving with my driver, and I look over, and he described his car to me because we were meeting in like a parking lot, and it was a red car, and be less detail. Anyway, so I see this red car, and we go up close to it, and it was him in this car, and I was like, that's got to be him. So we pull into the parking lot, and I talked to him and blah blah blah, and we already discussed that he only wanted about 60 bucks. And judging on that there was 107 games and the Atari with a couple controllers, I took that deal for 60 bucks, and I actually offered 50, and he was willing to take 50, but I said that we would have to meet up, and he says, well, I'll do 60 if we meet up. I said, perfect, because I was willing to pay 100 for it, right? I was probably willing to pay maybe about 50 something bucks. I mean, nah, 80 bucks reasonable. And I can name you. I only have 8 minutes, and I calculated this. I only have 8 minutes left. 18, 15, 14, right? So I'm running low on time, and I have 100 and something games to go through. So I got like Smurfs, I got Time Warp, Laser Volley, I got 3 copies of Yar's Revenge, I got Mario Bros, I got Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, I got 3 copies of Pac-Man, 2 copies of Miss Pac-Man. Oh, I'll just show you the whole stack of games. And most of these are in really good condition. The only problem is, and I thought that I had, the biggest collection I had was Super Nintendo, and I had a crap load here, just as I used to have, but I took those out, and I'm actually boxed those, and they're going on eBay because I'm selling them. And well, I might be selling them. I'm selling my NES stuff, so I had a whole stack right there. I'm selling those with a console, and to get some money back, because I collect these things, and again, money is not something I come by quickly. So I probably so far I've spent maybe $300 on all the Super Nintendo stuff that I bought. So all like that giant big square, a Super Nintendo console, an NES console, a crap load of games. I probably spent $300. Sorry about that. So I probably spent about, I don't want to redo the video. So. Anyway, so I probably spent about $300, and I probably have over $1,000 worth of stuff, and I was debating just selling my Nintendo stuff and getting some of that money back, and then keeping my Atari stuff and setting up a projector in my basement and making like some really cool game room. And this is not a game room. This is my bedroom. It's a piece. It's messy. I have like my collections like kind of mishmash, and I have like my NES over there, my 3DS, and doing that kind of thing. And again, I don't have a lot of time for playing all these retro games after I just got the 3DS. And yeah, I'll show you it one more time because I'm obsessed with showing this. And I've played it. It's awesome. It's awesome. If you don't have one, get one. And anyway, so back to the Atari. Now, I don't know if any of you know if these are rare or not. These are like, they say Coleco on them. I thought they were made by ColecoVision. Now, I thought they were made for the ColecoVision, and they weren't. Apparently, they say video cartridge used with the Atari video computer system and Sears Video Arcade. I didn't even know Sears made a video arcade, but whatever. I don't give a shit. Anyway, so, you know, I got your Donkey Kong, Frogger, Laser Volley, Yars Revenge. I have 2 copies of E.T. They suck. And I put them at the top, you know, so if, like, an alien comes in wanting to, you know, eat some of my games, those are easy to grab and feed him. But, yeah, I haven't even tried those yet. I haven't tried any of them because Atari is not working because I don't have the stupid TV connector, and I'm looking at this thing, and apparently you have to buy this stupid box, and my mom had one because we used to have a stupid Atari, and I can't find it. So I'm stuck looking up on YouTube for this stupid thing, and I thought that it would be simple, and you just plug in like the audio and blah blah blah, but that's not how it is. No, it has to be complicated. And I was out with Atari. I was in with NES. This is my pride and joy. But I might maybe like some of these games. Because I played the Atari Flashback I had, and I'm selling it actually to a chick. Actually, I might be trading it for some more Atari stuff. And it's kind of funny because she's on my email right now, and she says, I have some Atari stuff. I said, okay. Because she wanted to pay $30 for this Flashback, and I wanted $50. And she's like, okay, well, I'll give you $30. I said, well, I really can't do $30. I'll do $30 and a trade for $20, or some trade, or we'll do trade for $50, or just trade something for it, or some trade at $10. I don't know. So we'll worry out the money later. And she says, okay, well, I have some Atari games, and I don't know how many, or she might just have 5. She might just have 10. And she might have 1, 2, or 3, right? She might have 100. She might have 25. Any number you can think of. She might have 400. But there's just so many games, and that's quite a bit of games. Look at it again. Look at that. That is fucking crazy. Now, just to put this into perspective, that's 1 game, that's 2 game, that's 3 game, that's 4 game, that's 5 game, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 15 in 1 row times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 on the top because there's, or no, not, so 7.5. That's ridiculous. That's 103 games or something. And I got all those. They were like not even 50 cents a game. Like maybe like 25 cents a game. I don't even know how that works out. $60 for an Atari console and 100 and something games. And this guy also said, I don't know how, God, that I must have hit the jock load of crap here. He said that he also had some NES stuff. Now, I'm selling my NES stuff too. I don't know if it's going to sell on eBay. If it's not, I'll end up paying about keeping it. I probably will keep it and do lots of reviews with my projector. But what I need to buy is a tripod, so again, money's scarce. But he also said he has a crap load of NES stuff, and his daughter used to love the NES. She loved it. And then suddenly she hated it because the PlayStation 1 came out. But their parents bought a whole bunch of stuff. So I might end up buying some NES stuff off this old guy that I bought all the Atari games off of. So if I do, I'll do another video on that as well. But that is just freaking ridiculous. Anyway, again, I might maybe be selling the Atari stuff. I am selling some. I am selling my Virtual Boy. Any things that you see in my in this game room, bedroom thing. Like, I have 3 NESs here that I don't need. And I have like some Super Nintendo games. I have a Super Nintendo. I have 64. I have a 64 that I'm giving away, and I still haven't given away because no one asked for it and no one can answer this. I have no idea. If you could think of a cool way for you to express that you need a 64 and you want one, I have a crap load of them. So even if you want to trade for one game, bada bing, there you go. I really couldn't care. Give me a little card, thanks. Don't even have to do that. Just make a video, take 5 minutes, and put your camera high like a 64, and I have these games and I don't really want to play them, or I don't know, describe what your favorite game is. I don't know. Make a challenge. I'll challenge you in a point game. Like, if you can get 100,000 points in this game, I'll give you that, or something like that. So think of a cool way. You know, I'm thinking of some games. Oh man, I can't even think of any. Think of like, I don't know. I can't think of any. But maybe if you can beat like something in a certain time, or beat like a Paper Mario, or beat Smash Brothers on really hard and videotape it, or something like that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We'll definitely upload more videos when I figure out if I'm buying this NES stuff from this old guy, and when I get this crop working, when I get all this Atari stuff working. And just put it into like perspective again, I probably had maybe 50 games, maybe 50, when I started collecting, and that was like that was less than 7 weeks ago. Now, within 7 weeks, I've spent $300, and I've probably quadrupled my collection. Finding boxes. My box collection is, for Super Nintendo, is doubled. Actually, like triple. I don't know. I had maybe 2 boxed games for the Super Nintendo. I had no box games for the NES, and I picked up 2. But anyway, if I could, maybe I do a lot of deals, so we'll see. And I do still have a PlayStation 2 that I'm getting rid of. I don't know if I mentioned that, but PS2 and 64, Nintendo 64, and then I'm getting rid of with some games that I got as well. So I do have some boxed N64 games that I'm also getting rid of. So if you need N64, or if you have some Atari stuff you want to trade, you have NES stuff, Super NES stuff, if you have Virtual Boy stuff, Game Boy stuff, blah blah blah, even more N64 stuff, you got some duplicates of games, message me up, send me a message. You need a N64, I'll send you one, no big deal. But until then, I'm just watching the wall. Here, I'll show you one more time, and then I'm gonna go. All that for $60 plus the console. That's ridiculous. P.S. That thing was like the thing I was looking at before. Okay, bye.